Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to your favorite podcast, Featured. And I'm your host with the most, Kush Tucker, coming live and direct in full effect with my co-host,
Mike L. Peace and love, everyone.
And today's very special guest is ALY SLAY.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today?
I'm feeling amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank
Looking
you.
amazing, definitely. In the new her.
The new her, you know,
The
shout
pajama
out up
fit.
in LA.
And you can't see
C-Mill.
it, but it matches her snakeskin black leather boots
Yes.
with the pink.
Ah.
Bow.
Allie is
Bam.
limber.
How you like it now?
Allie is limber.
It's starting off great. So today, ALY SLAY is here to promote her new single, Don't Play.
Don't play.
Let's get straight into it.
Don't stand in my way. I got dogs in the back that don't play. I'm tryna change my ways. Yeah, if I had to put his ass away. Take a shot, no chase. Bust a ball, yeah, we bout the whole place. Yeah, the comments not fake. On it down, little baby, like a play.
Don't play on my way. Don't hear what you say. You know you make my day. You know you come my way. Make my day. Don't you play.
Don't stand in my way.
Y'all want to hear the rest of that? Y'all got to go download and stream that right now.
And where can they find it?
Where can they find that, ALY?
All the streaming platforms. You're on Apple Music, Spotify, you know, just vibe out.
Okay. And they can just look for your name?
ALY SLAY, ALY-SLAY.
Thank you. Wanted
Thank
you
you.
to spell it. See, I
Thank
knew you were professional. I knew you were professional.
Hey, that's a club banger.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's a
Thank
club
you.
banger right
It's really smooth.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, it's really smooth.
That
It's
came
really-
out, started the summer. We launched it purposely Memorial Day weekend. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
oh,
It's
yeah.
just that dance vibe, Afrobeats, bringing some fun to everybody, but also a message of like, hey, don't play. So
Yeah.
also we have a don't play challenge. It's hashtag don't play.
Mhm.
So whether you're an artist, traveler,
Yeah.
you know, boss, whatever, show us how you don't play.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
Get to it. Show us how you don't
Yes.
play, how you really get into the game.
Yes. Yes.
Nah, that's dope right there. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Purposeful, very strategic. Nah, that's dope right there.
Appreciate it.
Now, I know we're presenting it as a single, but is it part of a whole album or?
Right now we have it as a single, take
Okay.
off, you know, and then I am working on some other material for
Okay.
an EP as well.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Correct. No,
Yes.
that's
That's nice.
Well,
How many
hey, that's
songs
why
do
we
you
all
have
get
on the
started.
EP?
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you.
How many songs will you have on this EP that you're working on?
You know, that's a good question because that project is evolving, right? We know as artists, right?
Yeah,
It takes the
yeah.
direction, then you're like,
Man.
ooh, I think I'm going to lean here.
Yeah,
And
nah,
then
totally.
I'm like, ooh, I think I might want to lean there. So let me mix it up a little bit. Ooh, I have an idea for this new track. You know, that
Oh no,
just
we feel you
came.
completely.
yeah.
You know, you're in the studio and it's organic.
Definitely.
Literally, Don't Play, by the way, was so organic. I didn't go in the studio to be like, hey, I'm going to do an Afrobeat song.
Yeah.
I heard the engineer, so shout out GMBeatz and my co-writer Vega, who's on the track.
Okay.
And they had just like recorded that before I came into the studio to do something entirely different,
Nah, I feel you.
right?
But you felt that.
I felt it and I was like, can I jump on here? And that is how Don't Play was born.
Nah,
Nice.
that's bomb.
But you know what?
That's
That's
a
a
dope
lot of music is born that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So no, we feel you completely because we've been working
Unplanned,
on
just
the
the
album.
vibe. A lot of times it takes certain energies to be comprised in a room.
Yes.
Like certain people, certain consciousness, and then like boom, something magnificent is born.
I couldn't agree more.
Definitely.
Blessed, you know?
Nah, totally.
Yeah, now we feel you because how many tracks we supposed to have on our album,
Like at least 14.
and it's been wavering, not in a negative
At
way.
least 14,
yeah.
but you know, you could be like breezy style and have like
Correct.
16, 18. We're going to do
Yeah.
double side, you know?
Right?
Yeah,
I feel like there's creative freedom in it, you know?
no, definitely.
Especially when you an indie artist and you ain't gotta like, deal with like no label telling you like, oh, you gotta put these songs on the shelf. Like this has to wait to come out to summertime. You like, but I want people to hear it now.
Yes, yes.
But sometimes it is smart to go with like when you listen to the song, like if it has a certain vibe, you're like, okay, this might be better for winter. Like it's like
Absolutely.
depending on how the sounds may sound inside the beat, like it might have like a little jingle saying, oh, it kind of sounds Christmassy.
Right.
Maybe
right.
this should be a Christmas hit or something.
Right.
Even if it has nothing to do with Christmas, if it just has that vibe, you might want to drop it
Totally.
around wintertime.
Now, I do
Totally.
have a question. Do you feel you have like a finger on your particular sound, or do you just kind of let it evolve?
You know, I really lean in hard to R&B, but like this song, right? I didn't say, oh, I'm going to go in the studio and do an Afrobeats track, but that is the vibe, like you were just talking about.
Totally.
I felt that vibe. I was like, you know, and I write really fast. I also lay track really fast. So like if I get the idea in my spirit, I'm going, right?
Yeah.
So I can generally hear, because I've done, and we'll talk a little bit maybe on some of the songwriting camps and that whole experience, but had a lot thrown at me at any one time. Like producer would say, hey, you know, I have like 3 producers in my ear, like, listen to this, listen to this. So it gives you a short time to go, okay, am I going to vibe with that beat? Do I feel it? It's just like an Instagram post, right? Am I going to vibe with this post or scroll past it?
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
Not totally.
No,
My ear hears it, and then, you know, I vibe with it. And, you know, if not, that's cool. It doesn't mean it's not a good beat or it's not a good track, but I tend to feel like what's in my spirit and what I feel like I can jam with.
Now, some music just grabs you, and then some pushes you away.
Not totally.
So we
It's-
follow the same,
Yeah.
the same, I guess you would say, roadmap. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like a hard roadmap, but you hear a certain song and you're like, oh, I like that.
Right.
Can I create a bridge or a hook to that?
Totally.
You know?
Well, I feel like the best ones, the best beat, you know, it's good when you can think of like a instant like melody. If you can Think, if
Absolutely.
you can think of a melody instantly, even if it's not like the dopest melody,
Yes.
you might still be working it out. But if it can get you to think of just like some sort of subject right away, then that's like, to me, that beat is good. Like it's an inspiration, inspiring beat.
Definitely.
Because how I usually write is like, I'll write and like, to me, like how music works with my mind is like the music can speak to me. So like I'll hear it and it'll be coming through and I'm like, man, it's saying something to me. Like it's already there, and I feel like I put the pieces to the puzzle, or like draw it out or something.
Totally.
As the artist, I feel like maybe that's what all people do. They just might not look at it like with my same perspective.
Right.
You know.
But everybody brings that unique perspective, which is interesting, right? Because
Definitely.
our experiences, our background are going to lead us to write whatever that might be that we feel to
Exactly.
that beat. So we might hear the same beat, but we each might have 3 different
Man.
lyrics. But that's cool because it becomes, okay, that might be verse, verse, verse. And then we add that cool little hook, you know?
Or we just pick whoever got the best subject and we go with that person's subject.
Right. That's true too, right?
Because I'm all for that too. Like,
But do
I ain't the
you don't,
person,
hold
like,
on. I got to
gung-ho.
ask, you don't ever run into any problems in that democracy?
Oh, absolutely, but not on my end, cause like I'm mature enough to like be with a group of men and women that's artists, and we writing, working on a project or something, or just on a song. And if I write something like a hook and he has the better hook, I'm be like, nah, bro, we going with your hook and your subject, cause it sounds better with the beat. Cause I'm all about flow.
Yes.
I want it to flow with the beat, like I want the hook to sound like it's like was made for the beat, damn near.
I'm so
So
glad you
if-
said the hook because the hook is everything.
You know, the hook is
Yeah.
everything.
The hook is everything.
It's the meat
Yes.
and the bridges too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so, like the hook and bridge. If someone writes a better hook and bridge than me, then I'm like, bro, we're on your subject matter.
Definitely.
Fuck what I wrote. I'd say that for another beat or something, or just trash it completely. Like it's just an idea, you know.
Right. But I hear what you're saying though too. It's that like spirit of, okay, let's say we're not in a collaborative session. You know, are you going to go in? Do you have like your track written? It's funny because sometimes when I'm more prescriptive and I'll write everything out ahead of time, that's when I feel like, I'm going to re-record this. I want to move this around, as opposed to kind of just coming in with that blank slate a little bit
Correct.
and just going. You know, sometimes that's when the best material happens.
Yep.
And in question, what was the inspiration for this song?
Don't Play. So Vega, my co-writer, really wrote like that hook, right? Don't play. So that was really like the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
For me, and you know, I've spent some time in Cuba. I've spent some time traveling different cultures, you know, but all to say, you know, I taught some Zumba classes, things like that. I felt this island vibe,
No, totally.
right?
Yeah.
I think of Costa Rica when I hear this song.
Yes.
Yeah, nah,
yeah.
I think
Puerto
of Costa Rica.
Rico.
I've been to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I think of Costa Rica when I hear this song.
I love that.
Totally.
I love that. And I wanted to emulate sort of that feeling, but I'm not going to sing in like an island dialect. One, that is not true to me, but that's the other thing as an artist, right? Like, how do you make the song true to you, but still like true to the beat too, and true to the vibe? So, you know, I don't know. I think I just sketched that verse. Literally, I don't even know if I wrote it down. I just got on on the mic and I felt it.
Nah, I feel
You know, and so that's how that verse was born. And then, you know, some of the layers you hear was just additive to what Vegas said, because his bars were so powerful there. It's like, you know, don't stand in my way, you know, all these little things. I got dogs in the back that don't play, you know. So it's sort of just that call and response.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
Nah, I love that
We
tag
can get
team.
your good ad libs in and everything. No,
Yes.
That's real.
There, but I mean, you guys have seen this probably too, right? There's really good videos out there about like some of the best songs are based on ad libs. You're like, oh, the ad libs. So, you
Like
know, we
the
can't
Migos,
forget
they're
all
probably
the
the most
ingredients of
popular
the
for that.
song. Yes.
Definitely.
Nah, you can't.
No, definitely.
Probably like Earth, Wind, and Fire, like those type of artists coming up. Those real good artists like had the great ad libs, like the dragging out certain notes and stuff. Like that's like what makes songs memorable.
Yeah,
I feel
Definitely.
like, you know, it adds that flavor, that pizzazz. Like,
Totally.
bam. You know.
The little sprinkle,
No, but I mean, you really selling sizzle and not steak.
you know,
No,
the Salt Bay.
yeah.
Right, nah, that's yeah, nah, for sure.
Yeah.
You selling the sizzle.
You
That's
selling
the thing.
the
I like
sizzle.
that. The Salt Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So-
people at that point, they not even coming to get the food. They just coming to see that man do that
Right.
Yeah,
off his
totally.
thing.
Off
I
his
want to
thing.
see him sprinkle salt on my food like that. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I know I can get that steak.
Does it
anywhere.
taste better?
Right.
I think
right?
it does. Like,
I mean, if you believe it does, it
yeah,
does.
it does.
I mean,
That's
that's
what
how
I'm
the mind
saying.
works.
Yeah,
If you're like,
you
oh,
it's whatever you say, it
this
is,
was the
baby.
best steak in the world because he did this.
You
Yeah.
know, sensory. We were talking about
Nah,
that.
for real.
And then, oh no, nah, that's gonna be too nasty. I want to say that, but I mean, like,
Say it. It's our show. You can say what the fuck you want.
I be thinking like okay, like yeah, he looked like a clean cut dude, but how you know he washed his hands? What if he got there scratches from under cheese
You
or
know what I'm
something like
saying?
that? He came outside.
Adds
on
to the
hay,
flavor.
Smoked a cigarette. Even a
Yeah,
cigarette, like that'd
yeah.
be nasty. You just someone just smoked a
Said
cigarette.
it adds to the flavor.
Yeah, he come out there, he be
No.
like, shh. Have y'all seen that one? It's a video. It's like him, except it's a short dude. It's like a little person.
Oh, it's when they do a
I don't think
lampoon.
I've seen
I
it.
heard you can't say midget anymore. It's a little person.
You can. I say midget.
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 Little dude, he come out bringing you some ice cream, and it's like a piece of like croissant bread or something, and it's got gold flakes on top of it. This nigga cuts it open, and then he flips it open, and then he takes the ice cream and like twirls it around like a helicopter. Acts like he gonna feed it to you, like no, and then he twirls it around.
What was that?
And then he
Yeah.
puts it on the bread.
Yeah, you got to show us this one,
Closes,
bro.
he closes
You
the
gotta-
croissant.
Yeah.
And then he slices it, and then like he does like this weird shit with the knives, like
Like chopping it up.
yeah. And it like, but it's like the little sandwich is like a little fancy ice cream sandwich, but it's so small. It's like, bro, you can slice that one time. Why you
Yeah.
slicing my shit
10
5
times.
times? Yeah, like bro, the ice cream melting. You done cut it so many times. The
So
ice
it's
cream melting.
internet nuttiness.
Yeah,
Internet
it's just
nuttiness.
internet nuttiness.
Some-
Like
some
it's shock value.
Benihana, you know, vibes, you know, all that stuff.
Kinda.
Nice.
It's more like, have you ever been to
Stills.
Catch?
I have been a cat.
It's got more like Catch vibes.
Okay, so you're just to me that's a place you just want to go to seen and be seen.
Yeah.
Menu, no offense, it's just okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
The
Yeah,
best thing I like was their little steak they had there, like the long one. I
Okay.
think it's the
Skirt steak.
not skirt steak. I want to say tomahawk.
No, tomahawk's the long bone with
Yeah,
the.
no, it's not a
big piece, I
tomahawk.
think.
It's the New York strip. That's what I was trying. I be forgetting the
Right.
names of the steaks. It was a New York strip, but they didn't make it they didn't have it the way on the menu, like because I only been there twice. It's like the first time I went there, they had it the way I wanted it, and then the second time I went there, they was like, "Oh, we don't make the steak like that no more." And I was like, "You can't just make me like a side of butter garlic."
He said
Yeah.
I want to order off the menu. You know?
Yeah, like I want the butter garlic.
Now you can't
sauce.
get that no more, bro. Everything prepackaged.
Yeah, nah, it is.
The
Back in-
lobster mac and cheese though, that
good.
is fire.
Yeah, nah, it
Okay.
is. That's worth it for sure. I feel like
I'm not big on pasta. I know that. I'm probably the only person
But
who don't.
it's
do
enough.
pasta.
Like how I felt like Catch is a place where you order, like you can order the size, you can share that with like 1 or 2 other people.
And
Oh,
that I
easy
like.
call.
I do like that.
Like so, if you don't like pasta that much, you can share it with your woman or your friend or whoever.
In other words, take a little spoon or two and
Yeah.
then let someone else enjoy it. I can get
Wait,
with that.
do you share with your woman though? You know, this is a topic in and of itself, right? You
Oh,
know,
yeah, if it's like a place like
are you
this,
gonna
it's
share? Or
enough.
you're gonna be like, no, you order what you're gonna order because I don't want you touching my plate.
Well, nah, if it's the steak, nah, I ordered that steak for me. That steak is all me. But the size, we got the size to share. That's for everybody. That's for both of us.
Okay, family style. I dig that.
You know, but my steak is my steak. You should have chose better. You
You
should have
know,
chose a
yeah.
better state.
Yeah, I've got to have some real estate I own.
Yeah.
Nah, that's fun. That's
I get
good.
get a sliver, get a little slice of the steak. Yeah.
So how long have you been doing music?
Music my whole life. I started as a young kid, singing in school, in church, and I started playing
That's
piano.
awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
you're a
started-
musician.
musician, yeah, and I went to
Nice.
school for music, so
Okay.
I feel really blessed. My grandmother was an amazing musician, so I would sit at her knee, like learn the piano. She actually kicked me out of her piano studio because I wasn't practicing enough, and it was grandma, so I was like, I don't really have to practice. So that was kind of a really cool move on her part, even though at the time you're like,
the
"What?"
head lady in charge.
You
Like,
know?
I know Grandma OG. She said,
Grandma,
She said, it costs a fee to see. She said, you got to practice, girl.
legit.
Oh, that's real.
Yes.
Grandma wasn't gonna let you slide by.
That's
She was gonna make
right.
sure you get your technique critique.
100%.
She's like, nah, we're gonna get you point. That way you can be ALY SLAY
Oh, you already know.
on another day.
Okay.
Hey, but that's real old school right there. Old
Yes.
school won't let you play with it.
Nah.
The real is the
Play with
real.
that.
Nah, for real. Nah, they ain't gonna let none of that BS fly by.
Yeah,
So
no.
you still play the piano pretty well?
I do play the piano. I have a keyboard in my house because, I don't have room for a large piano here in LA.
I
but
like keyboards better though.
Yeah.
Because you can buy the other programs and play the horns and
It's true.
So really if you know how to play the piano, you could play everything else.
It's true.
Just
And
'cause you, yeah,
At
go
least
ahead.
on
and a
electric.
cool little, well, I was just going to say, a cool little like MIDI setup too. In the stew, you can kind of play around with those chord progressions and stuff. So
Correct.
it makes you a secret weapon.
So do you write music too?
I do.
Oh, that's bomb.
Yes.
So yeah, that's another level right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you can actually sit down with an instrument and score the notes and everything.
Yeah.
That
Nah,
gives you
it's
another
different.
level of control as well as creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
You can really orchestrate it. Like,
Love
how
that
you
you said
really want to.
orchestrate. I love like orchestration. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
went to music school, that's one of the things was like, how do you arrange for the different instruments?
Correct.
How do you arrange for the different sounds? So I think all that is what leads me. Like I'll hear something like we were talking about a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I have a song called Queen, and they started to lay the beat. My producer, and I'm like, but I want to hear what that sounds like with the steel drum. Can you throw that in for me? So I think as a singer, as a songwriter, as a musician, right, as artists,
Yeah.
like the best can come from just like having that knowledge of other instruments,
Nah,
even if you don't play them.
Definitely.
Nah,
a
totally.
lot of our music is like live music
Legit.
because it's a different sound from people playing as opposed to digital. And we love digital too.
Yes.
So some of it's a mix of it, but some of our songs are completely live music. It's just a different sound.
I love
It's a
that.
different sound.
Yeah, I love the energy of your sound, by the way. It's
Oh,
dope.
thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Nah, we love the energy of your performances too.
Oh, thank you.
Nah, you bring it.
Thank you.
So where's this travel? I know you said you've been doing this since you were a little girl. Did you stay with that forever, or did you kind of break from it, or?
Interesting, that you asked that, right? Because our evolution as an artist is so many things. So I went into a lot of like choral music actually. So I sang with a lot of groups,
Mhm.
sang with the gospel ensemble in college. So I've had a lot of different, exposure to different like mood genres, vibes.
Mhm.
When I moved to New York City, so I moved to New York City right after college.
Oh, from out here, from Los
From
Angeles?
Ohio, actually. I'm a
Okay.
Midwest girl.
What part of
Hey.
Ohio?
Yeah, near Columbus, but a small town.
Okay. okay.
Yes.
My people from Cleveland. I lived
Okay,
in Cleveland for
bet.
2 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like Ohio.
Yeah,
I like
people are really down to earth. It wouldn't be a place I want to like live, but I definitely take all the
It's
lessons.
a good place
of-
to visit and hang out
Exactly.
and chill.
Well, it's normal.
It's great
people.
energy.
It's just regular normal people.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Nothing extra.
Ain't nobody
Yep.
snobby. Like
For
it's
sure.
just
Everybody's
everybody-
gonna say hello.
I was
how
about
are
to say that
you?
everybody says hi.
Yes.
We was there. I think what was it? Wintertime, like December of 2020.
2020. That's the last time we
And-
were there.
We seen this white guy jogging. He had on shorts, little bitty shorts. And he just said, "Hey guys," like it was normal. And I'm like, I was like, "Look at him." I was like, we both bundled up in jackets.
Yeah, scarves.
What was the
Everything.
temperature?
Oh,
Probably 30.
for a LA boy like me, yeah, it was.
It was
frick
maybe 30,
freezing.
25.
man.
It was off the Richter
Okay.
scale for me.
I was gonna say they might jog in like in 50s, but like that's a little extreme.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was extreme.
It was
I
cold.
could
It
see
was
my
cold.
breath.
Yeah.
It was snow
Yeah.
outside. Like
It wasn't snowing because you know how
Okay.
It
it
wasn't
is.
snow, but it
You
was
don't
snow
get
on
snow
the
every
ground.
day,
Right.
but
It
you
was
get
snow
the
on
Right.
the ground.
residual.
It was shoveling that shit. It was pushing out the way, clearing the streets out. I
Maybe
was like,
3-4 days ago, they'd had a big snow.
Okay.
Came in fortunately after that.
That is fortunate.
But it was daytime, but naturally it's gray.
yes.
Yeah.
And it was still too cold to
It's like
be
10
running.
a.m. in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
man.
too cold to be running. It's about 30 degrees.
Wow.
It was way too.
It was way too cold.
I was
Yeah.
like, what the
But if he's born and raised there, it's a different thing.
I don't know.
But I was more surprised about the fact that he said hello, because people in LA be jogging and they just be blind to everybody. only unless they need something from you or they like something,
Yeah.
or you almost hit them. Hey, watch out!
It's the big
It's
city
not the
blues.
truth.
It's the big city blues.
Big fact.
Yeah.
You know,
But
can't
I don't
trust-
like the cold, like for real. So I mean,
No.
after spending all that time, it's not true. Even if you grew up in it, doesn't mean you like it. So for me, that's why I needed the bright
Sunny
bright
Cali,
sunshine of
LA.
sunny Cali. And then after Ohio, I moved to New York City.
Uh-huh.
Back to your question about the journey, and that's when I really did more in like the choral music space. Started to do some solo projects, but I really like had music take a little bit of a back seat because I ended up doing work for a large global PR agency, and that really consumed a lot of my time.
Okay.
So
I can see
I did that, and I never wanted to lose the music side. So I always was singing with a group, singing on that side, doing a lot of really cool things. I had a really amazing experience in New York City, but what was the turning point for me was the cold. Too many blizzards, too much cold weather. I was like, I gotta go a little
'cause
warmer.
the city gets shut down when the winter comes.
Oh yeah. And you're literally schlepping around New York City. It's like you don't have a car. It doesn't make sense. Have a car in New York City is crazy. You pay $500, $600, $700, $800 a month just to park your car and not even use it.
Jesus.
No, she's
So,
telling the truth. Yeah. Real estate is very limited, man.
Yes.
Very limited.
That's crazy. $800
Yeah.
a month.
Or more.
Yeah.
Or
A
more
month?
now a month. And
park your
and
car
to
on
even
the street?
park. Well,
No.
like a parking garage, but like to,
Oh,
if you
okay,
want to
for
park on the
garage.
street. Talk about crazy street.
No, you don't
signs,
want to
yeah.
park on the street, bro.
You get told or some shit.
Yes.
Plus,
all
people
the
double
time.
park.
Yes.
People double park there, and you won't be able to get out.
Yeah.
It's different, man. It's a whole nother culture.
Yeah, and I've seen it like on TV, like never in person, but I've seen people like sandwich. So I'm like, how's you gonna get out of that parking spot?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You can't get out of there
Exactly.
without bumping somebody.
Plus,
letting you
yeah,
go.
well, that's the other thing. Your car's
Bump
gonna get
somebody's
damaged, big time.
All the time.
And
People
it's
gonna hit your bumper.
Huh.
People gonna hit your bumper.
Yeah.
They're gonna hit your door. No one cares about cars there.
Yeah.
The car is not the status there. I would
feel
say where
People
you
be like,
live
"It's
is the
just a little
status
thin.
there.
Get
That's
over
right.
Yeah, where
That's
you live
right.
is the status there. Are you in Manhattan or in a high rise? That's the status where
it.
you
Like,
live.
fuck your car. Where do you live?
See, LA is car status.
That's right.
Because LA's so big,
You know how it is.
no one's coming to your house in LA because you might live 2 hours somewhere in Los Angeles.
Right.
But people will see what type of whip you have and kind of know what your pockets look like.
Yeah, he's in the
Mm-hmm.
Benzo,
so-
Alfa
Big
Romeo.
facts.
Yeah, totally. So, it's a different world. So,
Definitely.
okay, you're in New York. You get tired of the weather.
Yes.
Do you make your way to Cali or you make some other drop-offs first?
No other drop off. I went straight
Okay.
to Cali.
Okay.
Literally moved like I with maybe like 3 suitcases, handling those around LAX by myself, but it was cool. Sent a bunch of boxes over and that was that, So I've always been kind of a bold mover and shaker that way.
Yeah.
Like I don't get too comfortable.
So what's your
Um,
sign?
My sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Libra.
Okay,
Oh,
that's why.
okay.
Yeah, you airy.
Okay, you
It
air.
may seem like you.
So you a balancer.
mover and shaker.
Very much about balance.
Yeah, you're a balancer.
Very
Big
much.
time a balancer.
And now you
yes.
Libras love to travel.
Yeah.
Every Libra I know,
Absolutely.
y'all love to get around.
You know?
Y'all got to sightsee.
Beyond the sightseeing, it's like, people thought I was crazy for leaving New York City, by the way, because I'd been there for 10 years. I know all these people. I have a really good network. But I was like, I felt that, and then you started seeing a lot more people from the East Coast, like migrate out West. I feel like I've always kind of been a trendsetter that way, but I wasn't looking at it like that. I was looking at how can I grow not only my music career, but as well my professional, like day-to-day, like PR career and all of that. And so what better place than LA, which is also another media capital,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
New York City.
Definitely.
And you got great weather 365 days of the year, so there's nothing impeding you.
Yeah.
you know.
Literally.
So, I mean, you really have to take out time for the winter.
Uh-huh.
So I know. I lived in Cleveland for 2 years,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was like, that's it.
Yes.
That's it. I said, I've done 2 winters. That's it.
Too much.
Yeah. But I'm born and raised here, so
Okay.
my dad is from there. My mom is from there.
Okay.
So they were like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm like, yes, it is.
Too much of a shock to the system for you.
Well, shoveling snow, taking your battery out your car,
Oof.
throwing down salt. I mean, I was like, my dad was like, oh, you got to get up at 4 in the morning And I said, 4 in the
Four.
morning?
You know,
What are you talking about? 4 in the
Rock of
for what?
dawn.
Who's up at 4? It's
Right.
dark out. He said, oh, you're going to have to shovel the snow. And then guess what I didn't do?
Mm-mm.
I forgot to put the salt down.
Oh no.
Oh, the night before.
No. Well, you're supposed to put a little bit down the night before, but what you are supposed to do is get a morning shovel and throw a little bit down as you're doing it, because otherwise you want to break up that little thin ice that's down there. You'll go to reverse in your car and just slide out.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I'm not mad at you.
Oh, you
I'm
know,
not mad
you
at
know
you for
it.
coming out here for real. I'm thinking about all the labor intensiveness just to
Right.
get out your driveway.
Legit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you for real. Just-
scraping the windshield,
All
all
that.
those things.
So when you get to LA, do you pursue your PR? You continue with your PR career, or you jump right into the music?
So I continue to pursue PR,
Mm-hmm.
but music was always there. And then about 2020 and 2021 is when I really feel like I hit my stride. And I was like, I'm going to really lean into my solo projects, you know?
Yeah.
And as we all know, like that pandemic gave us the time to really do.
That's real.
Yes.
If
To
you
really
if
do.
you used it for that.
Yes.
If you used it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, that was, you know, writing, you know, getting in really, you know, with the studio and just going, you know. So I'm
Heck
grateful
yeah.
for that. And I'm grateful for leaning in, you know, and not letting, you know, the PR side of the business just take over, because, you know, at the end of the day, my real passion is music.
Nah, totally. You got to pursue your passion and what you love.
It sounds like the PR has assisted you though.
Definitely, 100%. You know, I've been fortunate to work with a lot of brands, a lot of different campaigns, a lot of ways of seeing something. So it's that kind of like, we'll call it like the strategy, right? So
Yeah.
we were very purposeful, like going back to Don't Play, we released it Memorial Day weekend because I was very specific, like talking with the team, hey guys, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's the start of the summer. Let's go. Like
yeah,
on that
totally.
day, you know?
Yeah.
So I try to think in those terms too when it comes to the music. Like, what is it going to make sense in terms of this season? You know, how is this going to resonate, you know, given the vibe of the song? What kind of audience am I looking to target? You know, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, totally. Then those are things you have to work out.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of trial and error.
A lot.
A lot of trial and error.
A lot. I'm glad you said that though, because a lot of people see it, right? And they're just like, "Oh, this is dope. Look at their cool
Yeah.
cover art. Look at this. Look at that." And they see the finished product, but they don't know everything that went into it.
Nah, it's a lot of trial.
Nah, it's a lot
Because
of
we're
trial
coming
and
to
error.
that. Because a lot of times you love something and you feel like you're gonna put it out there, and you're like, oh man, I only got 50 hits.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, okay, but you really got to go back and examine where did that come from,
Right.
Totally.
and then keep figuring out how you
Direct,
can ramp that
direct
up.
more attention to that area.
Yeah, you know.
Yes.
But and at first it's a bummer
Yeah.
because it almost feels like an energy disconnect, but it's really not.
Right.
It's really part of the, if you will, the journey.
100%.
It's really part of the journey, but you got to open up to that, you know. Otherwise, you're like, I'm gonna quit. It's not working. I can't pay my bills with this shit.
All the inner monologues, right? That
No,
us
totally.
artists go through, you know, the ups and downs. But I mean, you can't be in this business if you don't have a thick skin, period. Like,
Yeah.
and if you're just not willing to like you were saying, like, even if you're in a room and you're collaborating, like, you got to let go of that ego, right? Like,
Yes.
hey, oh, and that's going to make the song better, right? So I think that's really important that you said that.
Nah, thank you. Nah, it is important. People you gotta definitely get out your own head and feel me, learn how to take other people's opinions and feel me under consideration. You know,
Definitely.
like you
Yeah.
gotta get out your head to thinking like I always got the best thing going on. Like I got the best ideas.
And that's cold because the balancing act of confidence and being open is difficult.
Nah, it is.
Because one part is
a-
like, I want to believe in myself, which is
Yeah.
why you don't believe in that person's lyric.
Right.
But then there's another part of you that has to stay, I guess, balanced enough.
It's
to-
harmonious.
Yeah, be harmonious. That's a perfect word.
Yes,
Harmonious
it's
enough to say, well,
harmonious,
you know
man.
what? That does sound better. Or like, maybe we take the first one and link this to that one. You know?
Yeah, or maybe we can mix our lyrics. Like it's all sorts of ways you can do it as long as you stay open to like
100%.
how things can evolve, how it can change.
But oh, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I think we have the same thought too, though. You know, that democracy of thought, though, because I think there is it is balance, but at the same time, like you come in and I mean, I'll be able to, especially this is why I love working with some of the engineers I work with now, because I've really found that engineer that understands my process
Yes.
too, right? Because for
Nothing like
me,
that.
yeah,
It make you feel at home.
legit, and they know your pace, they know how you like to work in the studio, they know your settings, right? And all those things are going to go in to make that sauce, and I think that's really important, you know. So
Sauce.
the sauce
The
and what that
sauce.
product is. But all to say is like, I know I need to have that voice too and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling this. I need to say this. Nope, cut this, do this, move this. You know, I'm very J. Cole that way. You guys will see, you know, if you come to my studio session, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be like, let me hear that back. Let me also do this. Oh, I'm hearing this other instrument sound. I'm very like a director in a way too. And I think that balance is important, but I think it's to the point where, to your point, you also can't lose like, yeah, I like that idea, but is that going to work? Cool. Like I'm open to considering it, but then I also am confident enough to be like, I know what I'm looking for to do X, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we could sum this up with having a roadmap for destination, and I guess maybe not getting caught up on the little stuff on the side of the road.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Or even if you have to take another route. from
Correct.
to get that
Correct.
way.
Correct. Correct. There's
get to the
always more than
same
one
destination.
road on the
Yeah.
map.
Right.
Definitely. Because we think about it, what we normally do is we work with people of certain signs. Not always, but if we can.
Okay.
I'm an air sign. He's a fire. So what we find is we work real well with other air and fire signs.
Yeah.
You know, so we've discovered.
Just naturally.
Yeah, just
Love that.
naturally. We
Yes.
you know,
Air
we
enhances
work with some
fire.
waters and some earths, but it doesn't always.
At least
Yeah,
start
she
laughing.
start laughing. Yeah, because
The water under the, hey, listen, as an air sign, air and fire, I'm sitting here, okay?
yeah. Well, because it's like, okay, he's a fire, so he'll let me breathe air into him, and the fire get hotter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so. But sometimes we have friends and other artists we work with of other signs, they'll maybe be not necessarily contrary, but they won't feel the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, look, well, you remember he's a water sign, so we'll use him for this song.
Wow,
You get what I'm
that's
saying.
fascinating. I love that you've come up with that formula. That's really cool.
Well, we were having too much. We were stumbling in the dark, and we were like, "What's going wrong?"
Yeah.
We're like, "What's going wrong?" Well, we thought this would work right,
Right.
so why isn't it working right? Like, you know, like we when we're not singing and we're blowing smoke or something else, we're vibing. Why is it when we
Right.
go to do this, we're not vibing? And then one day we were like, "Man, it's the astrological stuff."
Yeah.
Wow.
So give this task to this person and give this task to that person. And we're not saying it's perfect, but we're saying for the most part, probably 8 out of 10 times,
Mm-hmm.
is bringing us into a more symbiosis.
Yeah.
So ideas are
To work
shared
with them
faster.
smoother.
And
I love
then
that.
and then coming together like creatively, I need you to do this task. It seems like everyone's more on board.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know if you've ever considered that.
I haven't actually, but I am really into, you know, understanding someone's sign and how that affects their personality. So it makes a lot of sense. You guys can definitely like hack the music game with that for sure.
Never
I
thought
never
about that. I
thought
like
about
that.
that.
Hack the music game.
Yeah.
We're going to do some stuff, Allie.
Yeah.
You know, let's get it.
We're going to do some stuff. I
Let's
like
get
that. She
it.
said hack. I like
Yes.
that.
I like that.
Yeah, I
That's
like
the word my daughter uses a lot.
Oh yeah.
Is hack. She was like, because she'll be showing me stuff, and she'll be like, "Oh, Dad, I just found this hack on the internet," and it just be like ways to like do stuff. Like, "Oh, I didn't know I could clean stuff like this." You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
Yes. I
Like she
love
showed me
those.
this thing basically like where you mix baking soda, lime juice, and I think it was vinegar, and Coca-Cola, and it would take off any rust on any type of pot, pan, anything. You mix all those things together. I was like, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, it's a hack. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that is a hack.
It's a hack.
Like,
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be soaking that pot for 2 days.
yeah.
So, for real. So, if he can get rid of it in 30 minutes, that's
There you
definitely a hack.
go.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I love
definitely
that.
a
But it's
hack.
crazy, like the wording though, because like when we came up, it was cheat codes.
Yeah.
It's a
I
cheat
feel
code.
you. Now it's hacks.
Yeah.
But as you go progress in the future, look how everything turns from like people used to say, "Oh my God," to now they say "OMG." So everything keeps on as you go towards the future. It's gonna be more and more abbreviations.
I think we're moving back to just using pictures and symbols.
No, for sure. Pretty soon, language might go back to being like ooh ah la la da.
Hey, I know
Ching.
who to call for
Ba,
the
ba, ba,
sounds
ba,
on the mic.
Totally.
Like
Totally.
people will be fully understanding each other. Like ding 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 ding.
Well, okay, and before language was created as we know it now, everyone was on the feminine side of the brain,
Yeah,
which didn't deal,
creativity.
well, it didn't deal with. It dealt only with symbols and pictures,
Mhm.
and it didn't deal with what we call writing scripts and phonetics.
Hieroglyphics.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it dealt with only
That deals
hieroglyphics.
with mechanicals.
Well, because a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
So the right side of the brain is set up to look at a picture or a sigil and extrapolate a whole bunch of information from it, but the left side can't do that.
Yeah.
Then somewhere in our history, we decided that speaking and writing were important, and we moved into the left dominant brain, which is where we are now. But the left dominant brain is based on division. Does that make sense?
That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why the world is divided. We're all using the left side of the brain. It's got nothing to do with economics, race, or any other policies. It has to do with the side of the brain we're using. Because for like thousands of years, we used this one. And things
Libra that brain, balance that brain out.
balance that brain. So
There we go.
Like your right side of the brain got to be in service of the left side, and your left side got to be in service of the right side. And it's like a perfect symbiosis, it's harmonious.
Yeah,
You won't even have to think about, left side serve the right. Like you ain't gonna have to think about it. It's gonna be like breathing. You just automatically know like certain situations when it be like, know what, this takes more femininity, more creativity, more compassion, more empathy, or like, okay, this needs more masculinity in this situation, more logic, more sternness maybe, or more,
Yeah.
No,
Definitely.
definitely. They definitely want to be servants to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to be right. I mean, we want to be left dominant. Because that leaves us with everything's math, or I should say, even people are crunched down into numbers with the left dominant brain.
Right.
So it's easy to say, we're going to displace this many thousand people, but we need the land. But the right brain would actually say, well, how do we get both things accomplished? Because the right brain is based on creativity.
Yes.
So creatively, it's going to figure out how there's a win-win. Whereas the left brain would just say, well, we really need the real estate. They have to go. So just something to think about. I know we drifted a little bit, but I always drift when I drive.
Hey. Getting deep in the brain, today. I love it.
ALY SLAY, tell us about your product also. You also have a clothing line.
I do. So we'll turn it over and you'll see this visual here on the screen a little bit too.
Let me grab it.
All right. So this line is called I Smell Like My Boyfriend. Okay. It's a hoodie, by the way, which was very purposeful because, you as a lady, you want to keep smelling the hoodie, right, that your man wore. So yes.
Yes, open that up. There we go.
Yes, and we're going to be able to custom these for I Smell Like My Girlfriend, my husband, my wife, my fiance. I've had those requests, so really excited for this. We were talking about sensory earlier because, right, that's memory.
No,
Sensory is
totally.
memory.
So would like the hoodie come with a custom scent?
That is the next phase. That is the next phase for sure.
You guys speaking to the mic. We can't hear you.
You know how Macy's sells like combos with like cologne and like a deodorant sometimes, or like a travel cologne? That'd be dope as hell if you had like a perfume that or came with the hoodie.
Yes.
Like
And
Well,
even
the
a little hook one. You know how
Yeah,
you
like
can
the-
Ooh,
like
yes.
you could
keychain too, it say ALY SLAY on it.
hangs
Yeah.
off the
I
hook.
like the keychain idea because that's a little easier than maybe sewing something in or like getting that, patent to go in. So I like that idea. I mean, the idea too is you could custom it based on your person and what they wear.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Uh-huh.
Now custom is always
Yeah,
best
custom.
to me.
Yeah,
I
custom,
feel like
nice.
especially in this day and age, because it's a 1-to-1.
It's a 1-to-1 and one
Like,
of
ain't no one else gonna have what you got on. Ain't no one else gonna have what you smell like.
I mean, I don't know. There might be a lot of Burberry wearers. There might be a lot of,
No, but I'm saying if they
Appropriatio.
purchase from you, they're gonna be able to customize the
Oh,
smell.
100%.
They're gonna be able to.
And that's what I was
customize the
asking earlier.
clothes.
Would,
Yes.
would they be able to have a
Yeah, it's gonna be a
custom smell?
1-to-1. So like
Yeah.
they'd be able to walk down the street. That's gonna be better than smelling like Gucci or Prada, in my opinion. Because can't no one else smell like you. People will be like, "Oh, that smells wonderful. Where'd you get that from, ALY SLAY? Can I get the same thing?" No.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with that. I had only thought of the brands first because I think that's a little bit easier, to market. But I do like some one-of-ones as well.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
No,
Well, what I
1-of-1.
see is a package.
It's exclusive.
You-
People love exclusivity.
Yes.
You bought the hoodie. Let's say they buy a hoodie and something else, a T-shirt to go with it, and with that package comes a bottle. But also, I always like on the T-shirts and the hoodies, they have those little hooks,
Yes.
the little tag hooks.
Yes.
Now you could have a tiny little bottle. That way, anytime they on the street, they could take that off.
Oh, I like that.
And then hook it back on. And if it's got a logo on it,
I mean, look what Purple did. I mean, that's the perfect example, you know?
Yeah, purple jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
definitely.
And they
So,
very simple. Like to me, I ain't really nothing I would wear, but like I feel you like on the marketing, like just marketing.
It's
something simple.
distinctive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
distinctive. Like they found a way to just like this is our motif. We gonna do this every time.
But look at like Desto Dub. That's an awful lot of cough syrup. I mean, that is iconic now, right? Like,
yeah.
so you're wearing that, and you're seeing everybody, not just in the hip hop game, in that.
yeah,
Yeah.
not totally. All sorts of people wearing.
Well, it's trending so good.
Yes.
It's trending so well. So it doesn't even have to last forever.
Yes.
But while it is on that peak, you know, it's giving you a lot of exposure.
Yeah,
You know, and a lot of how can I say it's a lot of good bite in that, a lot of teeth.
Yes.
So from there, people remember you, because like you said, there's people outside of the normal community who want to be a part of it, and that's real growth.
Yes.
Yeah. no, that's real growth. Once people want to come in and invest mentally, then they like, hold on, this is something big. Like,
Yeah.
let me get behind it.
Definitely. Well, that's like the unicorn companies. You guys heard that term, unicorn?
No, I never heard of
I
it.
never
Yeah,
heard that
so
term.
it's like those companies that end up like small, startup, and then just it catches, right? For whatever reason, just like virality, but it catches, it goes, and then you start to see, certain rounds of seed funding, and then they take off, because it's
Damn.
being adopted by the masses. So, that's what the ultimate, I think, success as a business person could look like, is that you have that, and it's something that catches even as a musician, right? It's what you look for, like you said, oop.
No, definitely. And you know what? You know what's kind of a trip? You never really know what's going to take off.
That's right.
So as much as you might put your energy,
That's why
in
it's all
one
about
particular-
testing.
Totally, you got to
Yep.
test.
You got to become a scientist with whatever you
I guess
do.
fall in love with testing, everybody.
Yes. Hacking and testing.
Hacking and testing. Fall in love with hacking and testing.
Yes,
You know.
that's the road to success. Those is like the two tools to success.
Yes.
Because the more you test, and the more you hack, you figure out because the hack is the cheat code, right? I mean, that's the cheat code. That's how you take the short road.
So have you fallen in love with PR?
You know what's funny? I really like PR, and I'm good at it, really good.
Okay.
But my love is music.
Okay.
So that's my real answer.
Okay, but that's a close second. Though.
Yes, it is.
That's a close second. Because a lot of times as artists, your day job, you don't even want to talk about that shit. You know? You don't even want to talk about that
Yes.
shit. Well, this is what I do.
You know, I don't want you
I
to
don't
make
even want
money
to
like
imagine
that.
that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do full time. So that's why I asked.
Yes.
You know, so. But that's good that it's a close second. The other thing is so relatable with what you're doing.
It's really, I feel very blessed to have started in that way too. And, I went to school for journalism. So I have a BA in journalism and a BA in music. And I can kind of combine the best of both worlds with that, to your point.
You know,
And I'd always wanted some kind of creative career, that would allow me the financial stability to then grow into the music game, which we should totally speak on, by the way. I know we've talked a lot about like some of the ins and outs of like writing a song and like the song making sauce, but I think there's a lot to be said about understanding fundamentals of business as an artist.
Oh, yes.
definitely. You should hold a class.
Let's do it.
Like, yeah, for real. Because all of us lack that.
Yeah.
Because most of us get into this strictly through inspiration.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's almost like you're hooked on it like drugs. You
Right.
like, man, I love making music. I like making animation. I like making graphic arts. Because
Yes.
every level of artist comes into this industry.
Yeah.
There's so many different
100%.
levels of it, and you fall in love with it, and like I said, almost become addicted to it in a certain way. But at the same point, the business part looks like no, get that away from me. That's it.
Well, nah, it is like that because I remember like first coming in the game, I used to want to just blow up at like 20 something and just have someone else managing the money. Like, man, figure out how to make this song, make a whole lot of money, enough for me, you, and the other guy.
yeah,
Yes.
totally.
And I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
And do the thing where the money keeps on coming in. The residual.
Totally,
yeah, the
totally.
residual.
Yeah,
You gonna
yeah.
get everybody residual income, like
Yeah.
passive
Yeah,
income.
totally.
You know,
And it's not
it's not
good.
really that simple.
No.
Like it's a whole lot of thought. Like how you said, it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people think like it was like an easy rollout for something, but it was by far not that.
Yeah.
Like
We need the team, around
that's
us.
real.
You know what I
That's
mean?
real. No, definitely,
It's everybody. It's everybody. It's not just
and that's
you.
the real support. People
Yeah.
really playing a position in the team. Like, yo, I do this specifically. I do this specifically. I do this for us specifically.
Yeah.
You know.
And then that's how you get stuff done.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, that's not for real.
And then keeping each other accountable. That's like another thing too, where people kind of got to remove the ego.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, being able to let your friend or whoever you working with, your business partner, be able to be like, hey man, did you handle that? And if you didn't, you got to be honest, like, nah, I didn't do that yet.
I bullshitted.
Yeah, I
Right.
bullshitted.
I bullshitted.
And then you got to be cool. You got to be cool.
I bullshitted.
With your partner, be like, hey man, get on top of that. Only way it's gonna get done if you get that done.
I have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm a disciplined person, so
Yeah.
a lot of times I'll ask someone, "Did you do that?" And in my mind, like, you should have had that shit done, bro.
Right.
For real.
Nah, me too. I'm like that.
You
Like,
should have had that shit done.
been done.
You know.
If you have to ask too many times, maybe it's not the right fit, you know?
No, that's real.
Oh, yeah.
We agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We agree with that big time.
Nah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, if you got to ask too many times, it's not the right fit.
If by the third time I'm asking, did you get it done, and it's not done, then I know, yeah, you're not a right fit for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's probably not gonna work out.
But that doesn't mean full
Disco.
Yeah, you don't have to disco the
Right.
Yeah,
person.
you ain't got to disco.
You
the
just
person,
might
cut 'em
decide
out.
to give them a different assignment.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
You know, be like, well, look, man, it don't seem like you like that assignment. What would you rather do?
Yes.
You know, and if there's no rather do, then we might have to disco. Because I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah, no,
You know,
totally.
I'm trying to get shit done.
Yeah, I'm sure
So
trying
what
to
did
put
you
you in
wanna do?
position, baby.
Yeah,
Like, what's going on?
Yes.
Have you had this happen? We have friends and family, and people say, "Oh man, we like what you're doing. Can we come? You know, mess with you?" We're like, "Yeah, sure. The more, the merrier." But then they're not quite sure where they fit in.
You know what's funny is it sounds a little cliche to say, you guys, but and this is no shade to friends or family, because you know there are friends and family, but sometimes it is the random strangers that are gonna pull up and actually show up.
You ain't never lied.
You know, I'm just stating
real.
facts. So ask
Nah,
anybody,
yes.
they'll tell you. You know, and you know, not to say the friends and family aren't going to come, you know, XYZ or do XYZ or play XYZ role, you know, because everybody has a different role to play.
Haven't seen it yet.
No, but
Yeah.
yes.
I've been
Still
waiting.
How
I'm
many
waiting.
people do you have to ask, you know, and
Yeah.
they'll say, yeah, I want to come. I'm going to come. I'm going to come, you know, so it's interesting to see, you know.
Well, the biggest thing that we normally see is that they say, "Oh yeah, man, we like the music. You're doing great. Can I jump on a track with you?" We like, yes, and then they don't show up.
Oh.
And it'd be any of that.
Interesting.
We'll come. We want to come see you perform that song. We really love that song, and then we invite them to a show, and I'll be there, and then I'll show up.
Oh yeah, the invitations to the show, that's a whole nother story. As far as pulling up to the studio, I haven't had that experience per se, but that's really interesting. Studio time is money, so you know that. Then you know you lost your chance there.
Oh, we don't predicate any of this of them showing up.
Oh yeah.
Like in other words,
that's
if the song hasn't been set up for if he doesn't show, we're messed for the day. No, we don't do any of that.
No.
But we are saying, hey man, if you
We
show
gonna
up,
move on
you
to
could
another
sing this
song.
hook, or
Right.
you could do this, or you could perform or put this verse in.
Mm.
But we're always ready if the person doesn't have it. That we'll go
Moving
forward.
forward.
We just wanted to know if you experienced the same type of
Yeah.
bullshit.
Oh,
So-
you know, we're in this industry together, my friends.
You
A
know,
lot of people yeses mean no's.
Uh-huh.
maybes.
Yeah.
You know, could be a maybe.
But back to culture a little bit. New York
Mm-hmm.
City is in LA. Let's just, you know, speaking of yeses and nos, there's always going to be a yes or no. I'm telling you, it's more black and white on the East Coast.
I feel you.
Yes, I'm coming to the show. No, I'm not. Here, it's like, let me check my schedule, which, by the way, did a whole podcast segment on this on Power 106, and it was like, that really means no. So you should just
Nah,
say,
for sure. Just
Just
say
make
no.
it-
Just say
no.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, people in LA want to be too like nice with they.
Nah, it's not that. They
but they
want
be trying to
they,
look out for someone's feelings. That's
Nah, I don't believe it's
insane.
that. They want to have 2 feet. They want to have 1 foot in each pond, bro.
I feel you.
They want 1 foot in each pond.
They don't want to commit to
They
nothing.
don't want to say no, and then your shit is good. That's my opinion. I ain't saying I'm right. I don't believe they want to say no, and then your shit turn out good, because then they can still have a foot in that pond and jump over.
Yeah, no, for sure.
what's the best option?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, she's not lying.
Your
New York,
options
New
are-
York people in your ass. They in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because the
It's
city's
cut and
so
dry.
crowded. Well, the city's crowded,
Yeah.
so you got to speak
Got no
speak
time
up.
for that
No, you got to
bullshit.
speak up. Everything's crowded. You got to
Get
speak
to the
up.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, no, people from New York are more yes and no.
Yeah.
I dated a girl from New York once, and she was like, "When we gonna get to it, yo?"
Oh.
Right.
I was like, "What do you mean? I'm coming from LA. I'm thinking we're gonna do 2-3 dates first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's from New York. Well, what's up, man? When we gonna get to it, yo? I was like, for real? I might move to New York.
Y'all move at a better pace for me.
Yeah,
like-
totally. For real.
Oh man,
No, that's but once again, it's part of the journey.
nah, it is.
It's part of the journey.
So you have a show upcoming in Ontario.
I do tonight, actually. So that's gonna be dope.
Do you have
Is it
any
just
other
you
shows?
solo?
No, so I am really fortunate. There's a few other key artists that will be on the bill as well, and
Nice.
this is all through Open LA Connection. So I'm very blessed to have
that's
that.
awesome.
Nice.
And that is great. And so it's a friend of a friend who is putting on the show and just trying to connect artists, as well. So there'll be some opportunities for artists that come early to sign up as well and,
Nice.
get their music heard. That was important for her as part of putting this show together. So first
That's
time
awesome.
You'll kill
performing
it.
in the IE. Thank you.
You'll kill it.
Thank
You'll
you.
kill it. Plus, the IE is going to come out. It's not a lot of stuff that goes on in the
Yeah,
IE.
nah, it ain't.
So the nice thing about that area, people going to come out.
Yeah.
Otherwise they got to drive 2 hours into LA.
Yeah, nah, they
For
want
real,
something to
for
do
real.
out
So
there.
it's something that they want something to do out there. Definitely.
Thank you.
You got any other shows coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some more things lined up. We'll see. We always have some good things going at Open LA, and I know we mentioned that a few times. How I met you guys, so I'm grateful.
Nah, totally.
you
Y'all got
know.
to come out to Open LA on Fridays. Please follow them on IG at Open LA Store.
Definitely.
And yeah, y'all.
Definitely.
That's where you get all the information to know. when
Great crowd.
ALY Slay, the
Yeah.
topic of the day.
That's
she'll
where
be
we met her
performing.
at.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can meet a lot of great up and coming artists there, like ourselves. Feel me? Come
And
on the
perform.
Podcast.
You can
Yeah.
come perform if you like.
Yes.
So now, definitely. Now Open LA's been a lot of fun.
Lot
That's
of
why we keep hanging out there. We've
Yeah.
just been meeting great people, and the vibe is good.
always.
Because there's a lot of places to hang out. But man, we went to a place last week and performed.
Oh,
Oh, my
man.
God.
Okay.
I tell you, the energy there was like toxic.
Tattoos and bullet wounds.
Yeah,
Oh.
tattoos and bullet wounds.
For real. For real.
I mean, knife scars and
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
yeah,
Totally.
it was looking crazy.
Yeah. It was. You ever seen the Blues Brothers?
Yes.
Remember when the bottles were thrown at the chicken wire? Yeah.
It was like that.
It was like that.
Yikes.
Yeah, totally. It was the bottles and the chicken wire. Chicken wire?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
And people wasn't really as like you seen how everybody was pretty receptive to our music when we
Yes.
performed. Everybody was
Yes.
singing along. It was dry there. It was like not the setting.
You can hear crickets.
You hear crickets,
Mm.
and like I can see like in some people's faces because I look at the crowd as I perform, so I can see in certain people's faces like they kind of feeling the music, but they don't know how to feel about it because like it's something that they've never heard.
Interesting.
Like
Well,
I
the
can kinda,
industry's
like,
been
feel
pushing
it.
trap for so long.
Yeah, so much booty shaking and
Yeah.
kill this person, do these drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
So
so it's like I feel like they was expecting us to come out with that Mo Hennessy and an ounce of weed.
Yeah, totally.
Here to give you niggas what you please.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it was fun in terms of the adventure, but in terms of the, how can I say, the energy that we get at Open LA is completely different than
Yeah,
the energy we got
it's so
there.
positive at Open LA. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like compared to other places I've been to perform throughout my whole career, like it's a breath of fresh air there. And I've been to other places where it's a breath of fresh air, but in my younger days I didn't care where I performed at. But now it's like I'm an older gentleman. I'm like, man, I'd rather perform places where I know I'm safe.
Yeah, that and where I'm fully accepted.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That way,
That too.
I'm just here as an artist, bro. That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
So,
Period.
yeah, for real.
Not try to squabble nobody down.
Nah.
Not try to get in the gun fight.
Yeah, none of that.
No,
Not a knife
None of
fight, a
that.
bar fight. Try to perform this music, network, see how we can work with each other, and that's it.
That's
No,
it.
totally. That's nice though. I'm glad. So you said you made a connection through this, and that's why you're performing tonight. That's dope.
It's really dope, and that's why I always look at like how you connect. Or you were just talking about networking. That's so important in our business, you
Nah,
know.
it
And
is.
you just end up making friends along the way, which is great. And you just never know when somebody's gonna be like, "Hey," you know what I mean? And
Yeah, definitely.
I feel really fortunate to have the opportunity, but also be able to, I love like talking to people, helping other up and coming artists, giving advice, sharing space, and that energy, like you said, bringing that positive energy to the space. And,
Yeah.
that's when it's multiplied.
Yeah. See, anyone who gets up there to perform, I respect you.
Yeah.
because it takes courage.
Nah, it does.
You know, it takes courage. I don't care if you're lip syncing or whatever. It just takes courage to get up
Yeah.
there and to say I believe in my song enough or my rap
Mm-hmm.
to get up there and demonstrate.
Definitely.
You know, so there's a lot of sideliners. Oh yeah, he or she, bro, get up there.
Yeah.
You get up there and then tell me how.
Show
it
me
feels.
what you can do.
Yeah, tell me how it feels when you get up there and all eyes are on you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're trying to remember your lyrics.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, tell me what it's about, and then
You see all different types of faces. Some people scrunched up. Some people smiling. Some people,
yeah, it does.
some people looking in their phone.
Yeah, totally. Like wow.
It's all sorts of shit going on.
Yeah.
Like you get different levels of attention from different people. So it's like you said, it can be very what's the word I'm looking for? Deterring. You know, you get very discouraged. That's what I was trying to look for.
Mhm.
Discouraged, from seeing all that. Because as an artist, you might be expecting, I love my song. When I perform it, everybody going to be smiling in the crowd. And by the second hook, they going to be singing along.
Not at all.
Not at all. They,
Not at
they ain't
all.
never heard this shit.
You know, the other thing you're dealing with too is focus. It's so
Low.
watered down.
Yeah.
So they're telling you got to grab someone with an ad on the internet in like the first 3 to 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to be a gunslinger to do that.
It's working though.
Yeah.
Hey, the short marketing works though. Cause Blaze told me, he was like, man, I seen your featured podcast clips on TikTok, bro. He was like, you need to make them longer, man. This shit only 30 seconds. And make a nigga want to go watch that shit on YouTube. I'm like, that's the point.
Yeah. Not any longer than 30 seconds, and they're not gonna pay attention.
Right.
It becomes a
Right.
yawn.
They're gonna slide past it. If it's 30 seconds or shorter, like 25 seconds, they're gonna be like, if it was an interesting discussion for that 25 seconds, they're gonna be like, I want to see the rest of that.
But this is my proof that we're gonna just move back to OMGs and symbols.
Yeah.
Because if attention
Howdy
span is
doody.
getting shorter,
Yeah.
then
Language gonna get shorter.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna even do it? How you gonna even advertise to someone? You're just gonna get on freeze frame. I don't know. Maybe we should be thinking about that now because that is the future.
Hey, I watched this comedy special about it was Deion something, Deion Sanders or something. Nah, maybe that's not his last name.
That's a football player, but I
Don't
don't
quote
know.
me.
if
Yeah, that's why I said it's probably not his
Yeah.
last name. But just look it up on Netflix. Deion. This nigga said something about some part of his stand up. He was like, he's talking about masturbating with a woman.
With a what?
With a woman.
Uh-huh.
And the woman basically, hey, he was like, man, y'all, these women out here buying these things called roses. It's finna take us out the game.
What's a rose?
It's like it's shaped like a rose, and it's like a vibrator.
Oh, that's probably just a remake of the butterfly, bro.
Yeah, and he was like, man, I was with her, and she put it down there, and all she could say is ah. Ah, ah.
Yeah.
He was like, "You okay over there?" She was like, "Ah." He was like, "What you say? I hear you." Ah.
Yeah, totally.
That's all she could say. He was like, after that, I saw her soul leave her body, go to the ceiling. He was like, "I'm done. He ain't even nothing I need to do."
Well, in that case, see, certain things sell themselves.
Yeah,
Like certain things.
like weed.
Sell them. Yeah, weed sells itself. Liquor sells
Oh,
itself.
God.
You go to cocaine sells itself. Sex sells itself. So there's certain things that just sell themselves.
Nah,
so,
totally.
You know, but how do you link up to that? We got to talk, Allie. We got to talk, Allie. My juices are flowing.
We're covering all the topics today.
Nah,
Nah,
totally,
right?
totally.
We touched on it a little bit, everything.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what we told you is just a conversation.
Yeah.
You said what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's where it started from. You said sounds. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's how it
totally.
was. That's how I got into it.
Yes.
It made me think of that comedy special I just watched yesterday. I was just like, I was like, that shit got me. I was like, that was the best part of the comedy special last night. Watching that shit, I was like, this dude crazy.
Well, I'm always thinking about how do you get ahead of things?
Yeah.
Like we know attention spans are shrinking.
Mhm.
So then where's it going to? Can we find that data? You know, because when I started playing around selling T-shirts on the internet a few years back, they were like still saying attention spans was at like a minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 2019.
Right.
Then COVID hit. And
Now
then
attention
that,
spans is
people looking at more TV during COVID, not less.
Right.
Think about video game consoles sold off the shelf, video games, controllers sold off the shelf. So anything that was for dealing with being stuck in the house sold off the shelf. So then attention spans dropped more.
No,
Yeah.
totally.
You know.
But they were in the kitchen baking bread. That was the other thing I heard.
Really?
Oh yeah. all these people learning how to bake bread.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you are in the house bored. Well, you might as well do
And too,
something.
like groceries are shutting down, so you like that's like one of the main essentials is bread.
Well, remember all the
Like,
toilet
nigga,
paper
what-
in the
you want to
world
make a
disappeared.
sandwich, a
Oh,
PB and J, anything, a ham sandwich, like. So I feel you. And then, like the bread that's in the grocery stores really ain't good for us.
You know?
It got a lot of yeast in it. What's the bread that you was working on?
Oh, I've been
God's
working on
bread.
a low glycemic protein bread,
Very cool.
but all vegan,
Okay.
not the normal. Normally they do like protein additives, but that stuff
Mhm.
really not good for your kidneys. I found out long term. Short term is not bad. Like if you're trying to take off 20, 30 pounds, but in terms of it being the rest of your life, you wouldn't want to keep eating this because protein's hard on your kidneys.
Mm.
But organic proteins that come from like vegetables and certain grains. The key is I find out is they have to be low glycemic, which means they don't spike the sugar.
Right.
So what I was looking for was I found this thing on the internet. I think this stuff is called pemmican or something. And this guy was a survivalist, and he was showing you how to make this pemmican stuff that lasts like really long, 10,
Wow.
15 years, but it's high in protein, high in fats and fiber. I never made it because it still has meat stuff in it. I'm not against meat, but I'm slowly weaning myself off. But I was like, man, what if I could make something like that where you could just, like, I'm more of a snacker than a heavy food eater. So if I could go slice me a good piece of organic bread that had my right proteins and everything in it, then I could just maybe put some butter on it and toast it and eat a slice or two of that, have some coffee. But it's got everything in it. It's
Yeah.
it's just, so it's
Yeah.
what they call it. They call it a superfood.
Yes.
When you have everything in one place, it's a superfood. So I was trying to
Yeah.
figure out how can you make a superfood bread
Mm.
that would allow you to, get everything you need, and at the same point, it's not blowing you up because it's bread. So this bread won't have no yeast in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I found there's other rising agents. You can use like baking soda and certain
Mhm.
mushrooms are rising agents. So, in fact, I'm supposed to work on it this week.
Well,
So-
looking forward to trying your bread.
All right, I'll bring something to open LA.
Any final closeouts you want to give? Any shout outs you want to give, Ali?
Well, listen, shout out to you guys for creating this platform for us.
No,
It's awesome.
absolutely.
No, it wouldn't be nothing without you guys.
Nah, it
right
wouldn't.
there. It'd just be
Wouldn't
me and
we-
him looking
yeah.
at each other.
We don't want to do that. We love
Nah.
having guests on
Nah,
to
for
give
real.
people someone new to see, shine light on their talents. We love what we do.
And thank you for sharing so much of yourself.
Yeah,
too.
thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've loved every minute of our conversation here. I've shout out to, there's a lot of names to name, but, my team has been amazing. Producers, engineers.
Come on, give up their names. Come on.
All right,
give
all
up-
right.
Give up their names.
So, shout out to GMBeatz. Shout out to Vega. Shout out
Yep.
to
There we go.
Rob Valentine.
Mhm.
Sue Ivy. There's a lot of folks on the team. Kevin McCall. DeMichael Jackson. Global Hustle Entertainment.
There we go.
I feel like I'm giving an acceptance speech. Let's go,
Yeah.
So, grateful. Obviously Colin Miller and Steph over at Open LA.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
And everybody that's been a part of the journey, from, all the engineers at different studios to all of the folks who've created spaces for us artists to perform, which I'm grateful for.
No, definitely.
Nah,
That's how we feel too. And we're grateful to be a part of this.
Totally. Tell them one more time where they can find everything, where they can find your music and your brand.
Sir. So I'm at ALY SLAY Music on TikTok, Instagram, and that's pretty much where you can find me. I'm at music2changetheworld.com.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I'm
That's
glad
dope.
you said that. Yeah, that's a good title right there.
Thank
With
you.
that being
Yeah.
said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
And remember, you saw her first on Featured. Peace and love, Mike L.
Let's go. I'm blowing chronic smoke in the wind. Going places you've never been, accumulating dividends.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention and your subscriptions. If you have a business or a service you would like to promote, or if you don't have one, you just want to come on the show and talk and be a guest on Featured, please DM us at featured_guests on Instagram. We look forward to hearing from you and seeing you. Peace and love.